All right, let's explore Kim Scott's big idea, which is radical candor. So if you do not know Kim Scott, she is sort of a legend in the leadership management space. She's the author of the book Radical Candor. She has a very influential TED Talk, a very popular TED Talk on this topic as well, and has the experience of leading teams at Google and Apple. And then she's also the founder at Radical Candor LLC. Created a whole world around this concept of radical candor. So the question is, why does her big idea resonate so hard? If you look at the framework that she uses to explain the idea, it's quite simple, it's quite brilliant, it's really relatable. The whole point of view is that there are multiple ways of giving feedback. There is ruinous empathy, where you deeply care about the person but you do not challenge them directly, which doesn't really lead to change. It doesn't constitute for a good feedback. If you don't challenge a person directly, and even if you don't care about the person, that's manipulative insincerity. If you challenge someone directly but do not care about them personally, that is obnoxious aggression. Let's get rid of all of these three and let's focus on the best way to make change happen, to really grow as professionals and to lead our teams to better growth, is through radical candor, type of feedback that is given when you care personally about someone and also when you challenge them directly at the same time. Of course, I might have not done a good job of explaining all of them, but that is not really the scope of this particular video. You can explore if you want to get deeper into these concepts. There are multiple resources to look at, but I think what I truly find fascinating is the representation of this big idea, not the big idea itself, but how she is representing it. What I like right off the bat is how simple it is. What I do also like I said, it's relatable because I can see myself as someone who has given feedback, as someone who has taken feedback. I can relate to all of these four quadrants that she has mentioned here. So it's not complex. It's not like this one of those extremely complex scientific models. No, it's very direct. At the same time, it's in a way making me think. And as I read this, I feel the emotion of, oh, okay, this is interesting. I want to know more because a part of me agrees with it, and now I want to know more about this. Now, why does this work? I think a good framework does this brilliantly, where we as human beings, I as a person, I have these different concepts, different thoughts, and they're floating in different directions. I might have some opinions about giving feedback. I might have some opinions about caring about someone deeply. I might have some opinions about challenging them directly as well. But I've not been able to make sense of all of those thoughts. I've not been able to really give a solid formation to those thoughts, because of which I am sort of meandering in different directions. But when I look at that particular big idea, when I look at that particular framework, suddenly everything's come together. The chaos has, in a way, transformed itself into something a lot more concrete. It has given me a better direction. Now I know how to think about this particular thing and how to channelize this urge of caring personally about someone, at the same time giving them a direct feedback, because that is going to be helpful for me, for them, and also for the team. All of that fits together. It's like 100 pieces of a jigsaw puzzle magically coming together with a big idea like this. We transform from chaos to clarity with a big idea that is powerful. It's easily applicable. An effective big idea makes us feel seen. Like I said, I kind of know this, I have felt this, but never really had the words to describe it. What has Kim Scott done so generously is that she has given me the words to describe something, to say something that I've always wanted to say. A big idea is the generous act of articulating what your audience is feeling but struggling to articulate. It's an invitation. When I look at this, I feel this, I want this, this is resonating with me hard. It's sort of getting some juices flowing. I want to know more about this, and that's why I feel a good point of view or a good big idea or an effective big idea is an invitation. It invites. It's like you as a brand are inviting your audience, your prospects, your clients into your world, and if they accept this big idea, then of course they are going to want to explore more. They want to consume more of your content. They want to maybe read your books, buy your products, take your services. But it all starts with a very compelling big idea. That's a crucial function that it plays in a business. A big idea has the elements of start and stop, like I've always said. A very, very good framework to look at this, or a very good template to look at this, is stop dash, start dash, because you're telling people to stop doing this one particular thing that they're doing and instead start doing something else, which is, in your opinion, a lot more effective. Now, you might not say this in these words, you might not use the actual words stop dash and start dash, but every effective point of view or every effective big idea has these elements weaved into the big idea, either directly or indirectly. So if I had to put the framework, or the if I had to put this big idea into a framework, I would say something like stop avoiding tough conversations or being overly harsh, start giving direct feedback with genuine care. The wordplay is also interesting. I think two words, radical and candor. So radical is obviously extreme, and candor is openness, honesty. So extreme honesty, extreme openness. I There's something very, very interesting about this wordplay. Is memorable because when someone is describing Kim Scott to me, I could say something like, "Oh, is she the one who talks about radical candor?" So that's like sort of become her brand. And again, two very simple words, but in a way contrasting. And they're not opposites, of course, but they're very contrasting. Usually, you do not put these two words together at the same time, which I felt was interesting. Radical candor. The takeaway here is that, can you think of words or concepts in your big idea which are contrasting, which are not usually used together at the same time? Because hey, that could be something which would be a very, very effective representation of your big idea. It would be a memorable, catchy expression of your big idea. Now, I have listened to a couple of podcast episodes where Kim talks about how she arrived at this big idea, and let me tell you, it was not easy. She had multiple frameworks. I think it was for weeks and months that she was playing with this framework, with different words. She was taking feedback and from some really top notch entrepreneurs, after which she arrived at the framework that you see. So it just goes to show how messy the whole process is. I was just having a conversation with a prospect. He said that he is uncomfortable because he does not know his big idea, he does not know his point of view. But it's not something that we know and we start, it's something that we arrive at. It's just, you cannot bypass the whole messy process. You have to go through the messy process. You have to befriend that process. Otherwise, you're going to struggle and keep beating yourself up for not having the best big idea or an effective big idea. If I had to map this in the 5 step big idea methodology that we always use, then it would be something on the lines of: shared goal. Leaders want to give feedback that helps teams grow while maintaining strong relationships. Status quo: many believe that they must choose between being too nice, ruining accountability, or too harsh, ruining relationships. Problems with the status quo: being too nice leads to ruinous empathy, being harsh creates obnoxious aggression, both harm performance. The villain or the root belief is that caring personally and challenging directly are mutually exclusive. This is the root belief. This is the most pivotal step when I work with my clients as well. You have to find a root belief, the villain. The villain here is this belief that, okay, I either choose this or that. I can either care about personally about someone, or I can challenge them directly. That is the villain. It's not or, it's and. You can care about someone and challenge them directly is essentially the big idea. So care personally and challenge deeply. Stop avoiding tough conversations or being overly harsh. Start giving feedback with genuine care.